Like, the baseball is ruining itself, and there's no doubt about it. Baseball is ruining itself. It's a boring game. When you watch the damn game, it's boring as hell. I don't care how fast they make it. It's a boring game.
You know what? It's good. Like, for me, I'm still somebody who enjoys watching a good baseball game. I don't get upset about it, and I actually liked a lot of the changes. I mean, from they brought the stolen base back into the game, where you actually getting guys actually getting 50 stolen bases again. Where once upon a time, friends, countrymen, fellow degenerates, welcome back to this episode of Bets and Buds. We're the Buds helping you cash your bets. I am Jason Smoking Token.
I'm Bobby Light.
Welcome back, everybody. We are getting into the All Star Week season. It's been wrapped up here for baseball here, so we're going into the second half of the season. 2 weeks out from the Hall of Fame game. College football is approaching fast and rapidly here as well.
Training 2 weeks out from the trade deadline.
Yep, training camp is going to be open, trade deadline. So getting us through these dog days of summer here. We're at least keeping some sports news on your template here.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and dive into this All-Star game, Bobby, because we'll get that out of the way here first.
All right. Well, first of all, I mean, the National League obviously blew it. 6-0 lead. You give up 2 runs in the ninth. And then you're tied at 6. I had no idea this was happening until it happened. I guess I hadn't been paying attention. But instead of going to extra innings, you go to a swing off or a home run derby type swing off. You got 3 rounds. The guy get 3 swings. I guess as many home
3
runs.
outs.
Yeah,
they said you got 3 outs.
Okay, 3 outs.
Yeah, so as many home runs as you can hit within those 3 outs.
All right. Well, I'm an old man shouting at the clouds here. I thought it was dumb as hell. I just don't like the home run derby. I never have. I think it's boring.
See, I love the home run derby.
Just watching the guy swing and hit the ball out of the park. I mean, I'd rather be doing it than watching it.
See, do you remember like on ESPN Classic back in the day? They used to do back in the old school days. They would have like a weekly show where they'd have 2 MLB stars. Like you might get like Lou Gehrig against
I don't remember
like Stan Musial, and they would match up, and they'd have a 9-inning game basically match up on home runs where they would get 3 outs.
Now was this like Roto Baseball or something like that?
Oh, I mean, this is just old school. It was a black and white show. I remember this is way back. This was in black and white. This used to show up on ESPN Classic. You would have like Lou Gehrig matched up against, say, Stan Musial.
Right.
And they would have 9 innings that they would go through, and they would have 3 outs, or maybe it was like 6 innings. Who knows how many innings? It was such a long time ago. But they would have like 3 outs in each inning to hit a certain amount of home runs, and whoever had the most home runs at the end of that inning matchup would win the home run derby.
A 9-inning game.
Yeah, they would win the home run derby type of thing, and I thought that was cool. So it kind of brought me like the little shades of that to where I would take it over the alternative to where we had the tie under Bud Selig once upon a time in the All Star game.
Right, yeah, because they run out of players that year.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the thing. You can't run out of players. You can't stress out arms. You can't like there's only so deep you can go into a bullpen for extra innings. We can't have a 16-inning game. So I thought that was a pretty.
There are more players on an All-Star roster than ever before, and you're telling me you're going to use every stinking one of them, and you can't get through a damn game?
You know what? I felt like it was good logistics as far as how they did it. You know, in my opinion, how to end it, wrap it up, where you knew you were going to get a finale.
Well, we're both in the agreement that All-Star games suck anyway.
But out of all of them, I think baseball is
the best one
because it's the closest thing to the true nature of the game.
Then play baseball. Don't have gimmicks with baseball. The home run derby.
Well, you know, if you don't want to have gimmicks, then get that fucker off second base, man. And then, like right when you get the extra innings, I can't stand that shit.
I'm in agreement too. That shit's retarded as well.
Yeah, I can't stand that shit.
You can't be doing that.
Yeah.
Like the baseball is ruining itself, and there's no doubt about it. Baseball is ruining itself. It's a boring game. When you watch the damn game, it's boring as hell. I don't care how fast they make it. It's a boring game.
You know what? It's good. Like for me, I'm still somebody who enjoys watching a good baseball game. I don't get upset about it, and I actually liked a lot of the changes. I mean, they brought the stolen base back into the game, where you actually getting guys actually getting 50 stolen bases again. Where once upon a time, when we got the home run era, if you got a guy with 35 stolen bases, that was a lot. Well, I remember growing up with Vince Coleman getting 98 to 102 stolen bases. So Ricky Henderson swiping 98 bags. You know, so I mean, for me, I like seeing some of those elements coming back to the game of baseball and kind of having that youth movement, but by just speeding up the element because we have a short attention span nowadays when we're so used to being able to click and it's it. Click and it's it. So,
no, you're right. Because if I do watch a baseball game anymore, it's just the highlights.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So at least now, like with the pitch clock going on, you at least know, okay, I'm about to see action here within the next 20 seconds.
Right.
You know, so that I can tolerate that.
No, there was nothing worse than watching Nomar Garcia-Perez step out of the box.
Yeah, like every batter fixing their gloves and like the pitcher stepping off 5 times at one at bat. I mean, so for me, I'm actually embracing some of the changes that baseball is making here.
Yeah, so it's bringing you back more than.
I won't say bringing me back because I'm a baseball fan. So like for me, it's is what it is. I probably still am watching less baseball only because I'm busy as shit. But yeah, but that's the only reason.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna pick a sport to watch, it's not baseball though.
Well, and especially now because the Cardinals haven't been as like we were spoiled. We have been spoiled here for a long time. So the Cardinals aren't as exciting of a baseball team to watch as they once were.
No, they're not.
In the last 5 years or so of the organization, they haven't really had that same luster that they had, like we had because we had a good 20-year run damn near where we got to enjoy.
Oh yeah, from '96 to 2018, that was a hell of a run.
Oh yeah, I mean it was one unbelievable run. So I mean for me now, but I'm still going to always enjoy watching baseball.
Okay.
All right.
The Cardinals actually coming out of the break, they will be 51-46. You'd say, oh, that's pretty good, but man, they've taken a backslide in the last couple of weeks. They're since their high mark where they were 47-38, they've actually gone 4-8 since then in the last 2 weeks. So they've lost a bunch of games to the Cubs. They're now 6.5 back of the Cubs, 5.5 back of the Brewers.
Right.
So
it's pitching mainly,
and then you're 1.5 off the wild card. I mean, you still got a chance, but what do we really want to see out of this Cardinals team down the stretch? Do you want to see them compete? Keep being competitive and then make no moves at trade line or make a move to bring something on, and because this team's just not going to win.
They're not very good, but what I did like is so I like this year because they just had the MLB draft.
They did,
and so what I do like about it now is that they actually do have a lottery for the first time in MLB. So like now it's no longer off of your record anymore. So
that's how we ended up with number 5. Pick.
Yes, that's how we ended up with the number 5 overall pick. So because the Cardinals never picked that high. No. I mean, never picked that high. Even when they've had mediocre seasons, I mean, I think like a couple of years ago when they lost to 90 games, I think they got to pick up that high. But outside of that, typically they never get to pick up that high. So,
no, they don't.
So I like the lottery going in because it also makes it to where you can't necessarily just take seasons like the Orioles did for about like 4 or 5 years.
Or the Pirates,
and they were able to get top 10 picks from year after year after year after year.
So coming out of the break, your batting average leader's Donovan. He's hitting .297.
Who he got a hit in the All Star game.
Yeah, he got 2 hits, went 2 for 3. He did make the final out before it went into the home run derby. That was what I was saying right before we came on. Make the last hitter who had the last out. Make them be the home run derby guys.
So what I actually was told was that they actually had a meeting about it to where those players were already assigned before the game even started. Of who was going to be in those 3 batters to hit for the home run, or 4 batters, I think it was, for the swing challenge. So, I mean, that was already like kind of in the production meeting, like the rules meeting, that was already decided before going into it that these guys, because those were guys who were going to be in the game. Because I'm pretty sure, because everybody wanted to see Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge, which would have been nice to see.
I mean, if you're going to do it right.
But those guys were, I think they were saying those guys were already gone and headed back to their respective cities.
Yeah, they were gone and out of the stadium.
By that point, which I understand because you got to think about that, man. Out of all of the All Star games, that's a short break because those guys finished their last game. Flew in to Atlanta that Sunday night, maybe Monday morning. Got there like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Had to do all your media coverage and all that stuff like that. Then you got the home run derby. Then the game the next night. Then the home run derby. Then more media coverage.
Right.
Then the game that night. And so and then because they're all gonna be playing Thursday and Friday.
There's perks and there's drawbacks.
Yeah, exactly. I mean they're all gonna be playing Thursday and Friday. So I mean I understand why they did it that way, and it'll actually give these guys a little bit of a break.
Can you name any of the 6 players besides the one that won it?
For the swing challenge?
Yeah, in the swing
Pete
challenge.
Alonso. He just didn't get a chance to bat.
Why? Because
no, it was the Armand guy. Like he didn't hit a home run, so that's why. So because he didn't get a home run at all, and so when Schwarber hit the 3 home runs, he pretty much when the next guy didn't get any home runs, that pretty much sewed it up for him. Yep, so that sewed it up for him. So Alonso never got a chance to even come up to that bat.
Talking about home runs again, Cardinals leader, Contreras and Nootbaar, 12 home runs. Yeah. Like after 97 games, 12 home runs apiece.
When you got Cal Raleigh, the home run champ for the home run derby with 38. No, he's at 38.
38 right now?
Yeah, he's at 38.
Jesus, that's 3 times as many.
Yeah, exactly.
You could add our top 3 home run getters and it still wouldn't
hit Cal Raleigh. So, I mean, it's what it is. I mean, which was a cool story watching the home run derby. His dad pitching to him, and his little brother,
his little tank of a little brother.
Yeah, 15-year-old brother who's taller than him already. Like, I mean, man, it's So, good baseball genes running in that family.
Contreras also leads the team with 55 RBIs. And then on the pitching side, just say Sonny Gray, and he leads the team in those categories.
Who cares?
Actually, he leads all of Major League Baseball in strikeouts to walk ratio.
Yeah.
So he's got 118 strikeouts. He's only got 19 walks on the year. So,
yeah, he's been solid this year.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
That's all I got for the Cardinals. They've got to play better. Obviously, they want to keep in the game, but they should be looking to be sellers.
Yep, let's go Cards. Let's go.
Plus 8,000 to win the championship still. So.
All right. So with a couple weeks out of going into the NFL season here, with training camp coming right around the corner, we're going to dive into the NFC North division here. So we've been breaking down the divisions the last couple weeks. We did the NFC and AFC East. So we're going to dive into the NFC North here, which was a very competitive division last year. Should be very competitive again this year. So we're going to start out with the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, everybody expects the Lions to win this.
They are the favorites right now at plus 155 to win the division. The Detroit Lions, and their over-under win total is 10.5 games. 10.5 games. So the Lions, they didn't make a lot of wholesale changes. They added some things on defense. Because the defense is what really struggled and hurt them when they got into the postseason last year. They were able to win despite losing pretty much every defensive starter they could have named.
Losing Hutchinson and Azalone.
It was pretty much every defensive starter. Because it was Carlton Davis. Just injury after injury. I think the only players that stayed healthy on the defense were the safeties. Where you had Brian Branch,
right? And
who's the other safety they had? I can't think off the top of my name right now. But their safeties were able to stay healthy. But besides that, the rest of the defense was fully decimated.
The biggest, you're bringing in 2 new coordinators this year. Mm-hmm. That's your biggest change on the team. Johnson's out, Aaron Glenn's out. They've obviously both become head coaches on different respective teams. So, we'll see what kind of – I would expect an up-tempo offense that the Lions like to run.
Right.
This team is still stacked.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt.
And the nice thing about the Lions, at least on the defensive side, is that they brought in – so they pretty much just elevated Kelvin Shepard from linebacker coach to defensive coordinator. So he was already there. So you got somebody in-house
Okay, so you got somebody that knows the
And
players.
then their offensive coordinators – remember, good old Johnny Morton, receiver that they said.
Really?
Yeah, Johnny Morton is their new offensive coordinator.
No kidding.
Yeah, so he was a long-time Detroit Lion receiver.
He was.
So, so somebody who also, again, is ingrained within the organization, too, as well. So they brought in DJ Reed at cornerback from the Jets, so that was a good pickup to kind of match up on the other side there. Derek Barnes, linebacker from the Cardinals, and Marcus Davenport, defensive end. And then they also brought in Dan Skipper, a tackle from the they re-signed Dan Skipper, I believe. So over-under was 10.5 record-wise. My projection for them this year, I think, is going 10-7.
10-7. I've got 11-6, 10-7 written down here. You never know.
Injury-wise, plus or minus one here.
This division, I think, is going to be a dog. If somebody goes 4-2 in this division, I think it'll be. That's going to be the person or the team that wins the division.
They're going to do a lot of cannibalizing of each other, I believe.
Oh, yeah. I expect a lot of home road splits here.
Yeah. I feel like there's going to be a lot of cannibalizing in this division big time. All right, so next up we got the Green Bay Packers. So they're at plus 260 for the next highest odds to win this division. So their over-under win total was 9.5 games. The Packers had a good season overall last year. Let's see what happens with Jordan Love. Let's see how he progresses going forward.
Yeah, can he progress again?
They got Marcus Golden out of Texas, another burner at wide receiver, but again, that receiving core is still very young.
Is Josh Jacobs going to be able to hold up?
Yeah, and I think the offensive line, as long as they can continue to stay stronghold for him, Josh Jacobs is a great addition and take a lot of pressure off of Jordan Love. So let's see how that transpires there. The only big names that I really recall them bringing in was Isaiah Simmons, and then they brought in Mecole Hardman.
Right.
Those are the two biggest names, I think, through free agency that I saw from this offseason.
You think they brought Hardman in to be more of the veteran presence? Because they got a lot of young wide receivers.
They do. But there was a lot of issues in that room last year. Like I know Romeo Dobbs was a little disgruntled. Right. They haven't really seemed to figure out how to use, what's the slot receiver, number 11?
Watson?
No, not Watson. Watson's hurt. Watson will be out. It's, what's his name?
What is his name?
What the hell is the kid's name? But number 11 from the, that was out there. Because he was almost they almost compared him. They used him a lot like Deebo Samuel.
Right.
They use him a lot like Deebo Samuel. So Mecole Hardman, I think, will come in and try and level out that room there. So the over-under win total was 9.5. I have them going 9-8.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I have them going 9-8.
Yeah, I got 9-8, 10-7 down here. Like I said, I think it'll be tough for 3 teams to get back to that 10-win plateau like they did last year, but it could be, Minnesota taking that spot or Green Bay taking that spot.
Well, and the record with them being playoff teams the way they were, their record's a lot. Their schedule's a lot tougher this year too, as well. So that's going to be tough.
Jaden Reed.
Yeah, Jaden Reed. Yep, there it is, Jaden Reed. All right, so that's good. Yeah, he was their little Debo Samuel because he does a lot of the jet sweeps and screenplays and stuff like that. They just haven't quite figured out how to fully unleash him and unlock his full potential in that offense. All right, so next up we got the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings who let go of Sam Darnold.
They did.
Let him walk to Seattle Seahawks. For J.J. McCarthy, the rookie who got hurt at the beginning and during preseason
after
last year.
After a 14-3 season.
Which I understand why they did it. I mean, because they really are sold on J.J. McCarthy. You got this rookie
they drafted him for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, and you have a lot of money invested in a lot of different positions. You just gave Justin Jefferson damn near a $40 million a year contract. So going forward from there, I mean, the Vikings, I think they were plus 270, so right behind the Packers to win this division. So plus 270 to win, and their overall win total was at 8.5.
8.5. Yeah, I've got the same thing with Green Bay, 9-8, 10-7. I think to be in that range.
Okay.
Well, they're definitely not going 14-3 this year.
No, I don't see 14-3 at all. Especially with a young quarterback. I mean, regardless of how much they like him, I think there's still going to be some growing pains there.
Oh, without a doubt. And even with Jefferson and Anderson.
When you look at that schedule, it's just a tough schedule.
It's a tough schedule.
It's a really tough schedule. So, for me, I have them going 8-9 for the Vikings.
Okay.
They really haven't made any major additions because they really didn't have a whole lot of weak spots in their lineup. I mean, their roster from last year. So they pretty much brought most of their team back.
It's hard to blow up a 14-3 team.
Yeah, it's hard to do it outside of changing quarterbacks. Changing the quarterbacks, which Sam Darnold probably did more than what they ever would have imagined anyway. Kevin O'Connell, I have full faith in as far as the quarterback whisperer. Every guy, I mean, because if you look at Justin Jefferson's numbers, no matter who's that quarterback, I mean,
he just puts up numbers.
Yeah, he just puts up numbers. So, I mean, and then you got Jordan Addison, too, T.J. Hockenson. They brought in Aaron Jones. They brought Aaron Jones back. So, Vikings are going to be tough. I mean, it's just going to see. A lot of them are going to be close wins. I really feel like whoever wins that division.
We'll see about that Vikings secondary, though. It was pretty rough towards the end of the year.
Yeah, towards the end of the year, it got a little tough. But, I mean, we'll see. Let's see. I mean, I know Harrison Smith is going to be a little bit older, too, now. Let's see if he starts to show his age a little bit. But, I mean, right now, overall, I mean, I think the Vikings are going to be a solid. I mean, Brian Flores has a good scheme that he comes up with every week. So, let's see how well they go as far as back and forth between this division here.
Okay.
All right, so last up, the most intriguing team of this division would be the Bears. Whose probably biggest acquisition was bringing in Ben Johnson from the Detroit Lions. So he's one of the best play callers in football right now. How is he going to translate into being a head coach? That's going to be the biggest thing right now. They had that epic collapse like we talked about before the show started.
They did. We were talking about this before. The Bears were 4-2 at one time last year.
Until they gave up that Hail Mary.
It was the Hail Mary against Washington that they gave it. They lost that game, and then they went on an epic run of losing until the last game of the season.
The very last game of the season, they went on a full-on collapse. But they did shore up the offensive line. So they brought in Joe Tooney from the Chiefs and also Jonah Jackson from the Rams. So those were two big additions to the offensive line to shore that up. They got to be able to improve that running game. That's going to be the main thing. They have to improve that running game big time. And they also brought in what's his name, Colton Lovelace from out of Michigan. Let's see how well he's able to perform going forward because again, I don't like to bank a lot of projections on rookies and what they do because you just never know how they're going to translate.
He's that rookie tight end, right?
Yeah, he's a rookie tight end out of Michigan. Yeah, the rookie tight end out of Michigan. They also brought in.
There's 2 years in a row we've had record-setting rookie tight end years,
right?
But.
And then they also brought in Grady Jarrett out of from the Falcons. So we'll see how well all these free agents, because you never know how teams integrate within lineups.
Yeah, because we were also talking about this before we came on, how many games the Bears lost by 3 points or less. It's not like the Bears were getting blown out every week. They lost 5 games by less than a field goal or less.
Right.
And 7 games in total by a touchdown or less. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's so many times, like when you look through it, most NFL seasons, a lot of times it's usually a touchdown or a field goal here or there, that type of thing. And really was the difference between an awesome season and a season that was a failure.
Yeah, I mean, if you give them 2 wins, I mean, they're looking at 7-9 and not. Yeah, that's a much better looking season than the 5-12 that you had.
The biggest thing I think question mark for the Bears is going to be is Caleb Williams. How is he going to progress going forward?
Yeah, with Johnson.
Is he going to be disciplined enough with Johnson because a lot of Johnson's plays are very on schedule, and that's what Jared Goff did very good and very well in that scheme right there. Was he ran very unscheduled plays, a lot of play action plays where he was able to perform very well, executing the fakes. And then back to the defense and being able to turn around and find open guys.
Yeah, find that open guy.
Yeah, so I mean we'll see how well Caleb Williams, because I mean he likes to do a lot of loop-de-loo, dip-de-doo, and I mean he took 68 sacks last year.
He did. Not a record, but man,
it wasn't a record, but that's a
too.
shit ton of sacks. I mean, I'd say at least if I were to take a guess, I'd probably say at least 60% of those sacks were on him, and not just the offensive line. Yes, the offensive line was poor last year, but to take 68 sacks. Some of the so you can only loop so much. In the NFL, that shit doesn't work. You know, man. That USC, Oklahoma, maybe, but not in the NFL.
Can Romeo Odunze take that step forward this year too? I mean, he had an okay rookie season. He definitely picked it up towards the end of the season. He was starting to get a little more comfortable. They started to go to him a little bit more. But yeah, can he step up and be that number one they drafted him?
And then let's see what happens also again. Once again, I don't like to put a whole lot on rookies going forward. They did draft Luther Burden too as well, the Mizzou alum. So they did.
He could definitely be a factor out of the X spot.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, or the slot, depending on how they decide they want to use him. And then
you've got Johnson's going to scheme him up. You know.
And you still got DJ Moore too as well. Yep. So I mean, they got the potential to have a nice three-headed monster.
I mean, you got Cole Kmet still there.
Cole Kmet, and then they brought, like I said, Colton Lovelace. So I mean, like they got a chance to have a pretty explosive offense. I can't remember what they did at running back.
I think it's still Swift.
Yeah, I think they still. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do have DeAndre Swift still as well. So as long as the offensive line, I mean, he's shown that he's a capable back. As long as there's an offensive line that's going to block for him, I wouldn't necessarily say he's a game changer per se, but he is somebody who's very serviceable as far as running back.
Yeah, it's still Swift. Yeah. Swift and Rashawn Johnson.
All right, so they're over. They were actually at plus 550 to win the division, and their over/under win total was about 8.5 too as well. So for me, actually, I went through going through the schedule because again, I'm going through this. I mean, this is a tough schedule, right? So I feel like there's going to be some growing pains. I feel like Ben Johnson has a chance to do well with the Bears, but honestly, I'll tell you, for me, I got them going 4-13.
4-13. Oh, that's less generous. I said 6-11, 7-10, like in there.
Yeah, 4-13. I mean, and they could win more games, but just going through the schedule, it was hard for me to piece together.
That's even worse than last year.
Yeah, I mean, because I feel like it's going to be a tough sledding. I mean, this division is going to be tough.
It is. It's going to be a
and
nasty
their matchups
division
against the other divisions, because I think their matchup against the NFC West and also the AFC West.
This is one of those ones where you could probably get Neil pretty good on this.
Oh yeah, you know what I mean. Well, he's always right for the taking. Shout out the #Fade Neil.
The only other thing I got is we have the British Opening going on.
Yes, we do.
The British Open going on this weekend at Royal Portrush over in Scotland. So, I mean, it's probably going to be Scotty Scheffler when you think about it.
You never know because I mean,
it could be Rory. Like it could be somebody we've never heard of. Like it was.
It plays well because it's a links course.
Right.
So the British Open's always different because you got no trees involved whatsoever. You got all these pop-up bunkers.
You can hit from just about anywhere.
Yeah, so I mean, you got these guys who will putt from the green. I mean, they will putt 120-foot putts.
Like it's nothing.
On the green, like it's no problem because, I mean, you've got no trees. No, I mean, and it's just a wide open course when it comes to golf. I mean, it just is. And so, I mean, we'll see how that transpires. I mean, it's tough. But so a lot of times it usually favors a lot of the European players. Weather is supposed to be like shitty as usual, windy, wet and rainy. I mean, that also factors in too, as well as like what type of golf tournament.
All right, Victor Hovland, here we come.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, Victor Hovland, or you might get what's the one dude's name? What's his name?
What, the guy that just won it?
No,
maybe Rahm from Spain. He might be able to take it.
Yeah,
on.
I mean, this might be a Rahm comeback here, but I mean, I really like those live guys. I mean, who was it? Who won a couple years ago? Cam Jansen? Not Cam Jansen. That's a hockey player.
That was a hockey guy.
What's his name? His name Cam Smith. That's what Cam Smith.
Let's see. Who is the favorite right now?
I think it's Scotty Scheffler. I'm pretty sure it's Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah. He's the favorite.
Yeah, Scotty Scheffler. I mean,
Rory's up there. Schauffele, DeChambeau, obviously. All the big names are up there.
Yeah.
Hovland, though, I think, I might have to go with Victor Hovland.
He just never seems to complete 4 days.
No,
that's the
right.
problem. He never can finish 4 days of golf. I went with the Masters a couple years ago with Victor Hovland as one of my little dark horses.
I remember that.
And he just cannot play 4 solid days of golf. So I really don't go along with that very much. So
all right, well that's all I got.
Yep, that's all I got too for you, brother. So we're gonna get through these dog days, and football is right around the corner here.
46 days to the draft, fantasy draft.
Yep, and then we got two weeks from now. We got the Hall of Fame game coming up. We got the Lions versus the Chargers. So we'll see what I mean. Of course, we're not going to have any real football players during that game, but
what about Garrett Wilson getting that big old fat?
Oh yeah, Garrett and Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, and Sauce.
So they sold up both of their defensive and offensive rookies of the year that actually won league wide, and they pretty much sold them up to make sure they're going to have them be their pillars going forward. So let's see if the Jets can keep that train going and not mismanage any more of the football team
we'll
like
see.
they usually do.
Go Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, I mean, I like Aaron Glenn. I like Aaron Glenn as a player.
I liked him as a player.
Yeah,
too.
I liked Aaron Glenn as a player. I mean, he was a good Jet player. He was a Texas A&M Aggie. I've always liked Aaron Glenn as a player. So, I mean, I'm rooting for him. I always like root for players to be good, solid head coaches in the NFL. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Add to the comment section. Shout out to Director Dave for keeping us up on the ones and twos. Shout out to True on the Track for blessing with those beats. I'm Jason Smoking Token.
I'm Bobby Light.
See you next week.
Peace.